This is TWiT.
Don't miss All About Android every week. We talk about the latest news, hardware, apps, and now all the developer-y goodness happening in the Android ecosystem. I'm Jason Howell, also joined by Ron Richards, Florence Ion, and our newest co-host on the panel, Wen Tu Dao, who brings her developer chops. Really great stuff. We also invite people from all over the Android ecosystem to talk about this mobile platform we love so much. Join us every Tuesday, All About Android on twit.tv.
It's Public Domain Day every year on the 1st of January. Duke University, the Center for the Study of Public Domain, tells us what stuff is going into the public domain. January 1st, works from 1927 and earlier, of course, will be open to all. And actually, we're starting to get to the era where there's some really good stuff. Now that, Disney is not extending copyright well into the future.
Yes, we have no bananas?
Yes, we have no bananas. Let's see. To the Lighthouse, that classic Virginia Woolf. Oh, this is the one I'm excited about. Much of Sherlock Holmes anyway.
The last of Sherlock Holmes. The last of it.
The last of it. So yeah. I've been thinking that might be kind of fun to do a reading of all of the works of Sherlock Holmes, since
you'll still get taken down for it. I guarantee.
Will I?
Try it.
You think they're? We'll try it. We'll see. Willa Cather, A.A. Milnes. Now We Are Six, the creator of Winnie the Pooh. Thornton Wilder's The Bridge of San Luis Rey. Ernest Hemingway's Men Without Women. It's the Jeff Jarvis story. William.
Hey.
No. Jeff and Leo story. William. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
Agatha Christie, Edith Wharton.
What did I do to you?
Herman Hesse, Steppenwolf. I love Steppenwolf. But I think
that takes me back to my
psychedelic
serious teen years. Yeah.
I think the English translation probably still is in copyright, because it was probably subsequent to the German publication. Same thing with Kafka's America. Marcel Proust, the final installment of De la Recherche de le Temps Perdu.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say it in French.
Oh, oui, très bien.
Nice.
Movies, Metropolis, the jazz singer, that was the first talkie. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wings, Academy Award winner. The Lodger, Hitchcock's first movie.
King of Kings with Cecil B. DeMille.
Oh, boy. That was an early... Thing is, it's 1927, so these are pretty early movies, right?
Yeah.
Musical compositions. The best things in life are free. Now that's true. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Putting on the Ritz. We can sing that. Funny Face.
Wait. Howard Johnson? Like, really? Howard Johnson?
Yeah. He did...
Like the Howard Johnson?
I wonder, do you think it is about ice cream? They're famous for 28 flavors. Maybe. Can't Help Lovin' Dat Man and Old Man River from the musical Showboat. That's a different time, folks. Bessie Smith, Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington. A lot of stuff coming into public domain. You want to hear I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream? Well, it's not public domain yet. Not public domain yet.
No, this Howard Johnson was a song lyricist.
Oh, okay.
Inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1970.
Okay.
Are you going to do my? You can play my favorite copyright story of the week of the year.
What's that?
I have on the rundown.
What's that?
Well, let's first. I want to do a quiz. Ant, Stacey, as the youngins here, do you know Tom Lehrer?
Oh, I love this story.
Negative.
Tom Lehrer.
Man. At the bottom, Leo, I put up 3 direct links to 3 songs, one of which I sang in the 10th grade talent show.
So Lehrer, who was until his retirement a math professor at the University of California, Santa Cruz, just down the road.
Oh, I thought it was MIT.
Well, I think he may have been, but he ended up his career at UCSC.
Oh, okay.
Wrote so many great parody songs before Weird Al.
Brilliant.
Before
I did hear. Yeah,
before Alan Sherman, there was in the 50s this guy named Tom Lehrer, and he has put all of his music, including the sheet music, into public domain. He's in his 90s now.
93, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of a way of, I don't know, of saying, here, I'm done. you can have these. I'm sure he'd prefer to sell them.
It's great.
But, he's wonderful.
The most famous is probably Vatican Rag, line 124.
Shall I play that? I'll play a little bit
I think
of
so.
it.
You can now.
We know we
Public
can
domain.
now. He has on his website audio, also lyrics, sheet music for download. He says, get them now because I don't know how long this site will be up. And
So
there's
you can
often
download anything you want.
Yeah, there's often a live version and a studio version. Do you have
I would do the live version of this
All
one.
right, we'll play the live version.
Another big news story of the year concerned the Ecumenical Council in Rome, known as Vatican II.
This is how old this is.
Among the things they did, in an attempt to make the church more commercial, was to
Stacey's
introduce
still
the
looking
vernacular
confused.
into portions of the Mass to replace Latin, and to widen somewhat the range of music permissible in the liturgy. But I feel that if they really want to sell the product in this secular age, what they ought to do is to redo some of the liturgical music in popular song forms. I have a modest example here. It's called the Vatican Rag. First you get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect, and genuflect.
Wow.
I actually, one of my favorites is, of course, his, and it's really kind of a tour de force, his periodic table of the elements.
That's amazing.
I'll play a little bit of this. He also has released the Aristotle version of that. So first, this is Tom Lehrer singing the periodic table of the elements to the tune of I Am the Very Model of a Modern Major General.
There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lanthanum, and osmium, and astatine, and radium, and golden protactinium, and indium, and gallium, and iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium.
Amazing. He memorized that and does it all.
Yeah.
But he probably should have done the Aristotle version. It's a little bit easier going back a little bit in history. Let me see if I can find that. It wasn't on the site, was it, John? We had to find it on YouTube. Let me see if I can find the YouTube version.
Well, now you're going to get taken down.
Maybe not. This is Tom Lehrer, the kind of the original, the historic version of this song.
Thank you. You may be interested to know that there is an older, much earlier version of that song, which is due to Aristotle, and which goes like this. There's earth and air and fire and water.
It's a little shorter. You could everybody could memorize that.
Done.
Isn't that
The
great?
New Math,
Oh, so
Werner von
I wonder-
Braun, Pollution, great song.
So many great songs.
So that, okay, as a youngin', I will say this reminds me of Yakko from Animaniacs. He had a periodic table song.
He probably was,
It was done.
Just copying Tom Lehrer.
So it's a similar,
Well,
I'm sure
folks
if
say.
anyone in the chat is like an
I can't play
Animaniacs
that
fan, I'm sure they're
because-
like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Warner
Yeah,
Brothers
yeah.
would get us.
Yeah.
They would come after
This
you.
is the
But-
one that Mr. Jeff Jarvis sang in his 10th grade talent show. Are you ready?
Time was when an American about to go abroad would be warned by his friends or the guidebooks not to drink the water. But times have changed, and now a foreigner coming to this country might be offered the following advice. If you visit American City, you will find it very pretty. Just two things of which you must beware. Don't drink the water and don't breathe the air. Pollution.
Were you a radical, Jeff, in your youth? Is that...
Oh, yeah. I organized a moratorium march in my high school.
Oh.
I was a pure AL. I'm going to brag here. Very rare I do that, I know. In the 8th grade, the girls were told they could not wear pants. And I pushed them to have a protest wearing pants. And they all got called to the auditorium to get sent home. And I called in the ACLU and won.
Wow.
What?
You had the ACLU on speed dial when you were in 8th grade?
I went
Did
to
we
the
have
phone
phones
booth.
back then?
I went to the phone booth, and my Republican father was not necessarily happy with me. And I had the number, and I picked in a lot of dimes, and I called the ACLU and told them what was happening, and that scared the administration. And the girls could wear their pants.
Baller.
Today, the boys would just wear dresses and just
Yes,
be like,
exactly. So yeah,
both
I know,
are good.
Yeah, right.